Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This one is focused on Human Torch. Part of the content contributor program, I've been given this champion to use for a limited time only, and it'll be removed from my account, and it's only today that I can post any videos about said champion. So I don't get to keep it, it's just there for review. There's lots of things to talk about with this champion, so I'm going to keep this concise as possible. One thing Kabam have done is rolled out a new type of ability called pre-fight ability, in that it just affects the champion. Either it's going to be positive or negative to the enemy. This is the first iteration, and at the same time this is positive to this champion. Basically, for Human Torch, for the entire fight, all of Human Torch's Incinerate are Nova Flames, last 2 seconds longer, and deal an additional 75% damage. The ability does not stack. Now that's all well and good, let's learn a bit more about the champion. Just touching on the signature ability, it goes hand in hand with the pre-fight ability. So flame on, you want to flame on. But the fact is, once you've used it once, you're like, well, is there a chance I'm going to get it again? With Rekindle, yes, that's correct, you will do. It's kind of a shame that that is a thing. I would probably like to have seen it be something else or something a little bit extra. Just to look at these long haul fights and like Labyrinth of Legends and even Realm of Legends, and having to kind of output a lot more damage, a lot more frequently, would be a little bit of a benefit, because I didn't really feel that his damage output for long haul fights is really there. Where temperature is concerned, this is the point that we want to raise it up. So while charging a heavy attack, we build up the temperature positive. Then we build up to 10. It means that the heat from Human Torch's attacks is so intense they cannot miss. Kind of like a ghost type hood vibe. And at the same time, when we reach up to 20, it cannot decrease for 6.5 seconds, and it's set to 18. That's alright, especially we want to make sure that we increase those incinerate effects. And as you can see, the duration of all Human Torch's incinerate effects increased by up to 4 seconds, depending on his temperature. I felt like I had to battle hard to get this champion to damage output a huge amount, especially going up against champions in Realm of Legends and Labyrinth of Legends. I just don't feel this is a contender for that, but there could be ways around it. Always had to try and get my temperature up a lot, and that was a real struggle at times to keep that. And as well, just to see how the fight was planning out. And kind of the panic sets in when you're like, okay, Christ, I've got to get this constantly on 20 in order to be of benefit to me. But at the same time, if you build up those smolders, it decreases the amount of time that that temperature expires. So you're able to keep a constant, and it's not too much you're panicking, but it is a case of like you've got to set that up. However though, when you use him in a questing light, in like say uncollected or anything like that that's a bit lighter than the kind of the long end game content, I did find that it was a little bit easier to build up to those 20 a lot more frequently, so that kind of worked, and really decent for damage output in a questing light, not so much with long haul battles. Next up, on Cold Snap and Frostbite immune, as well as Incinerate immune, which we kind of guessed, but I was thinking to myself, well, looking at a little bit of argument points from a lot of people, I know some people are on the line going, well, okay, he shouldn't be Frostbite and Cold Snap immune, but at the same token, people are saying, well, no, he'd just melt it. Well, there's a lot of bone of contention with that, and I'm not going to get too much into that argument because there'll be people that are for and against it. There's loads of articles on the internet about it, but it was kind of cool to see that the champion is Cold Snap and Frostbite immune. So yeah, it's a thing, and it can be handy for situations. So if Dave does another boss rush and picks the Iceman as a champion, then way, I think people are going to be using this guy for the situation, or Sabretooth, whatever. One thing I'd recommend with Nova Form is do the charging via heavy attacks. So pressing down for heavy attack, charges up, hitting a parry and then charge up and get to those 20. And then it's a case that your Incinerates last a bit longer. That's usually the best thing to do for this. So give it a go. I'm sure you'll be able to put a load of Incinerates on. There are several things that play out in your favor for when attacked and when blocking. But at the same time, do watch out that you don't take too much damage for the sake of it, because you're not going to be able to regenerate that. If you've got an unawakened version, do pick and choose wisely with the pre-fight ability. And as well, remember that with the L3 you can do a good amount with the Nova Flame. And as well, Human Torch enters his Nova form for 7 seconds and places 2 smolder passives on himself, which is good and also bad at the same time, considering the fact that if the enemy goes into a block stance, then it could be kind of wasted. So you may want to intercept, or at least try and get that champion to get out of that defensive stance. Next up, Synergies, and what kind of bonuses we're looking at. Yeah, we're looking at positive things that are going to be beneficial for the Thing and other members of the Fantastic Four. But I'd like to say that Sue Storm is going to be more powerful than Reed Richards and the rest of the team. But it would be nice to definitely see some sort of linking there, and also bonuses for the Thing as well as Johnny Storm. But what do you get? Well, a bit of a chance to get a heal block, which is helpful with the reducing down of the regeneration ability that we get from Human Torch, then that is helpful. Also, we've then got Turn Up the Heat and Familiar Faces. And it is of benefit to have the thing in there because building up those temperatures it's not exactly difficult, but at the same time, it's a little bit frustrating. So you want to be able to build them up as quickly as possible. So having the thing in there is helpful. The thing's a good champion, and as well, there are bonuses for the thing. So that's all right as well. It's good to see Killmonger get a little bit of a boost with Familiar Faces, and Cap Infinity War doesn't really get much of a kind of it's a slight improvement. 1 second improvement on bleed debuffs. I'm sure that's going to make a world of difference. But I guess it'll be alright-ish. Human Torch gets, if the last hit of Special Attack 2 strikes a block, Human Torch will avoid incoming attacks for 0.75 seconds, causing them to miss. So that's helpful. Say if you get clipped straight after a special attack, or maybe that the AI, maybe you whiff something and then the AI is able to kind of come at you. At least you've got that option there to kind of recover, maybe even do a parry or just kind of like cover your ass. So that's really effective and fun. So yeah, improved synergies, but I really would like to see what Sue Storm and Reed Richards are going to provide for Human Torch in the future. So Human Torch, what are my thoughts? He's alright, he's not too bad. Same with the thing, he's an alright champion, he's not too bad. I'm really hoping for more from Reed Richards and Sue Storm. I really think Sue Storm's going to be one of the most powerful out of the four, and especially the fact that there could be better synergies for not just Human Torch, but as well as the thing. And as a team, as a collective, they're hopefully going to be a lot more powerful together and really kind of bounce off of one another, especially going up against difficult enemies in the future. The pre-fight ability, the new thing being added in, I like it. I like the idea. It's fairly fresh, it's fairly new, it's fairly exciting, but at the same time, I really would have hoped for a little bit extra for Johnny Storm for this. So maybe some extra kind of improvements. Yeah, okay, it's good to get a percentage to get back that Nova form, but let's face it, it would be nice to kind of see just maybe something on the incinerates, like incinerate damage scales up as persistent damage goes from battle to battle. That is, incinerate ability improves and improves, or maybe it starts off strong and then fades in the end. Whatever Caban want to do that's kind of tying into the current lore of the story they're trying to present, it's still fun, but I would have liked a little bit more from the signature ability. Also, props for seeing a Frostbite Cold Snap immune champion as well as having a Incinerate immune champion. So that's cool. It's good to see these kind of new ways of thinking and new ideas. So positive there. Good to see that. So yeah, Human Torch, Johnny Storm. I like the guy. Not really a champion I'm going to go for in arena, but what about you guys? Will you feel yourself you're going to go for him? Do you want to create a Fantastic Four team now because you feel it's going to be viable in the future? What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments section below. I like certain things about him, as we discussed, but I don't like some other stuff. So what are your thoughts as well about the pre-fight ability, this new kind of scheme? Is it something that you would like to see more of in Marvel Contest of Champions? Have your say in the comment section below. So that's been the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for Marvel Contest of Champions based content. I've probably got a few videos coming out about this champion in the next couple of hours. One that's going to be synergy work with Iceman, also one with the thing and what kind of benefits the champion get, but I'm not going to overload it in this video. In any case, thanks so much for watching. I've been RichTheMan, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.